Hi folks, this is Jay Ward from Livestock Equipment, and we're going to do a little Kriya shearing this evening. And I wanted to share proper tensioning of comb and cutter. That's one of the biggest issues that we encounter with shearers, especially new shearers, properly tensioning the gear in order to keep it from dragging. So one of the best ways to tension is with the weight of the handpiece. So I'll start by having the handpiece tight enough so the comb and cutter is not going to fly off. So we've got it just on there, and I'm not going to go into lead and throw. Come to our shearing seminars to get a lot of this detail, but this is about tensioning. So if I'm turning this knob, I get to a point where I can swing the body of the handpiece, and I start to swing that to the point that it is now tight enough to hold that body up. That is a good place for some startup tension. I'm going to put a little oil on the comb and cutter, and then we're going to take off. Now, I'll show you what good shearing looks like, and then I'll back off the handpiece and we'll show what drag looks like. And if you started shearing and you really get a lot of drag and it's not going through the fleece like a hot knife through butter, stop and readjust. What will happen is that fiber will ball up under the tip of this cutter. If we look at a cutter, fiber will get underneath the points of this cutter, ball up, and it will then separate the comb and the cutter from each other, and therefore the scissor action no longer functions. So in order for shearing to occur, there's got to be great connection here, and comb and cutter goes just like scissors. When that fiber gets underneath, it ends up pulling these apart ever so slightly, but then the gear won't function properly, and it causes some severe drag. So look, if it malfunctions, look under these points and look for fiber built up under here. That's an indication that startup tension was insufficient. By tightening down after that fiber gets under there, it still really doesn't solve the issue. The cutter's got to come off and the fiber take out from under there. So, thank you to Lucy Ward from Alsable Valley Alpacas for being the videographer, and Debbie Potter from High Peaks Alpacas for always helping here at our farm. So we're using the shearing and procedure table for the Kriyas just because it's real easy, a nice surface, so we're not bending over, and we can restrain them properly. We're using the Andis handpiece this evening, a very powerful handpiece. We sell others, but I find this handpiece easiest to tension because it's got the most power. So you can see that the handpiece and the comb and cutter went right through there without any issue. And by the way, starting with Kriyas, which often is where folks start, is maybe one of the harder places to start, because the finer the fleece, the easier it is to mush between comb and cutter. Heavy, brittle fleece, the coarser fiber is easier to cut because it's thicker and it doesn't slide through. This finer Kriya fleece, often damp in the summer, in the humid evenings of July as we have, will be a little harder to shear. So don't despair if you're struggling with Kriya shearing. It can be done. Now, I'm going to back off this tension. So you can see where I was shearing with not enough tension here, and it was really dragging the fiber. Very uncomfortable for the alpaca and for the shearer and everybody around. So I'll demonstrate that a little bit more here. So that is just dragging that fiber out. It's got to be uncomfortable for the animal. Now, I may have some fiber balled up under there already, but I'm going to tension this a little bit more to the point where I'm able to swing that body. So you can see a major difference, and that was the point I wanted to make. If it's not flying through there, tension is improper. So I'm going to back it off again and normally do that, but what I showed was I retensioned during the blow, and you could see the change in how it just didn't want to go, and then all of a sudden it took right up. So that is the difference, and we'll see if there's any fiber under there. There we can see the start of some fiber built up under there, and those kind of gobs will build up under all 4 teeth, and that causes major issues. So Lucy had to shut the gate because some of the alpacas were going to get out there. So I think that gave a good demonstration of the differences and how to properly tension. So come to Light Livestock for all your shearing and alpaca llama related needs, and any questions, please give us a call. Thanks.